G'day and kia ora. Arte here. Welcome to part 1 of my skinning tutorials. In this episode we'll be looking at research and setup. Now I'll be honest with you, this is not the most sexy part of skinning. Like flossing your teeth or changing your engine oil, you can get by without doing it, but eventually not doing it will cause you problems. So this is my process for organising a skinning project, to make it run smoothly and to make it easier to skin other camos on the same aircraft later on. Step 1. Don't reinvent the wheel, part 1. When someone asks me to create a skin for them, or I'm struck with a brilliant idea for a new camo, the very first thing I always do is check live to see if somebody's already beaten me to it. No point spending the next 2 weeks slaving over a hot mouse only to find that Mighty Arrow did the same thing, only better, 2 months ago. So I go to Live, click on the Camouflage tab and type a hashtag search, using as many different variants as I can think of. If the thing is unloved, like the Lancer, you won't have many to look at. If you pick Mustang, then you'll probably be scrolling for quite a while. Don't forget to try alternate names as well, so with the Mustang I would also search for hashtag P51. If you find your skin has already been made, that doesn't mean you can't do it, but if the skinner who made it is still around, I would send them a courtesy message first. If they haven't been active for a year or more, I think you're pretty good to go. Personally, if there is already an up-to-date good skin out there, I'll drop the idea, unless there's some significant difference. Maybe someone's done a wartime camo and I'm doing the modern warbird skin, for example. Step 2. A place for everything. The next thing I do is to create the infrastructure that will hold my skin. War Thunder needs any user-created skin to be stored in the user skins folder in the game. When I only had a few dozen skins, it was easier and logical to just make the new folder under user skins. But the more you make, the harder it becomes to find them if you need to go back and do something like fix up a skin or make an updated skin. With 150 skins, I found that I needed to be a bit more organised and structured. So I have different folders for each aircraft type, and the different skins go in their own folders under there. Remember that whatever you type as a folder name, that's going to be the name of the skin when you try to find it in the Customize drop-down. Think about what will be easier to find on the skin changer. For example, instead of tail number 6062 Bell Aircraft Corporation X1 flown by Chuck Yeager, try to put the important stuff first. So, Chuck Yeager's Bell X1 6062. When I finish my skin and zip it ready for upload to Live, I don't want all the stuff I used to make the skin to go along with it. The Photoshop documents, and any research I did, and the pictures I used to promote the skin on Live. So I create a second folder away from the War Thunder user skins location where I store the finished product. I've made a War Thunder finished skins folder in the pictures folder on my PC. Doesn't really matter where it lives as long as it's not in user skins. I have a few different series of skins: historical, warbird, sci-fi, aces, non-combat, so each series has its own folder. If we look inside historical, you'll find folders for each country, and inside those there is a folder for each aircraft type. Inside there are folders for each skin. Each skin folder has its own research folder where I dump any photos or research info that I find. So let's set those up now. I'm making a skin for a new type because I want to show you how I do this from scratch. So I'll go to the user skins folder and make a new folder called Vengeance. That's the A35B in the game. Inside there, I'll make a new folder called A27245GRR of 24 Squadron in brackets 1943. That's the standard way that I name my skins unless they have an ace pilot or a special name like Obsession, for example. Now I'll go to my finalized skins folder. This one is a RAF historical skin, so let's go into historical, into Australia, and let's make a new folder called Vengeance. Inside that, I'll make another new folder called GRR. Remember, it doesn't matter what you call these ones, just so long as it's easy for you to work out what they are. The only one whose name will show up to anyone who downloads your skin is the one in the user skins folder. Now I'll make a subfolder in here called Research, and I'll also dump in a couple of other JPEGs that I'll be using in part 10 of this series. Step 3. Fact finding. Assuming that I've found a camo that no one's done before, my next step is to hit Google and find what images exist. Some skinners don't care too much. If they can find a single side-on drawing, that'll be enough. Me, I've got to have multiple photos if I can, or photos and drawings showing me both sides, top and bottom. My most detailed skins are ones where I've seen the aircraft in person and taken photos of it. But you can find plenty of other pictures online of aircraft. Just be careful if you're going for accuracy and all you can find is a side-on drawing or a model. These are notoriously inaccurate. There was a modelling company back in the 70s that screwed up the colour of a batch of roundels for their RNZAF planes. But they sold them anyway. Thousands of models got made, all with the wrong colour roundels. And later, artists would use these as references for side-on paintings. These images were then used by other artists to make proper paintings and other model companies, and before you know it, almost every reference has the wrong colours. With some camos, you can make an assumption based on other aircraft. For example, Spitfires from the Middle Eastern front had a couple of fairly standard schemes. So if I can't find the pattern for the skin I'm doing, I can make a fairly educated guess if I can find photos of other aircraft from the same squadron. Photos of real aircraft always take precedence over models and drawings. I store all of the stuff I find, including snippets of history text, in the research folder. Step 4. Don't reinvent the wheel. Part 2. Nobody skins from scratch, unless they created the 3D model themselves. Everyone starts by grabbing the TGA file from War Thunder and using it as a template. So here's how you do that. Pick your aircraft, right-click and select Customization. Click on the magic wand down in the bottom right-hand corner. That's it, you're done. Now go to User Skins folder and you'll find a new folder there marked template_aircraft name. Here's mine. Grab the contents and dump them into the folder you created. I know that I'm not going to use the 2 damage files, I make my own, so I'll select both of them and delete them straight away. Okay, now that everything is set up, we can begin the actual skinning. See you in episode 2, Defining Parts. Kia kaha!